Any ideas? No? Okay, we are going to learn about action verbs and state verbs. I want you to pay attention and to take notes, okay? Pay attention. Well, here I have some sentences, as you can see. And I want you to tell me what is or which is the verb in these sentences, okay? For example, number 1, I think that's a good idea. Which of these words is the verb?
Think.
Think.
Think, right? Very good. I love this song.
Love.
Love.
Love, very good. Marcus is thinking about moving out to a new apartment.
Thinking.
Thinking.
Is thinking, right? Very good. That coffee smells good.
Smells.
Smells, very good. She runs every day early in the morning.
Runs.
Runs. Do you have a pen?
Have.
Have. Very good. They are studying for their test.
Study.
Studying.
They are studying, right? Very good. So these are the verbs. So today we are going to talk about verbs. And we have two types of verbs. Okay, we have action verbs that are also called dynamic verbs. Okay, and we have state verbs that are also called stative verbs. Okay, so we are going to talk about these two kinds of verbs today. Okay, so what is an action verb? What do you think could be an action verb?
Run.
Okay, run is an action verb. Why do you think run is an action verb? Any ideas?
Porque es algo que realizamos, ¿puede ser?
Yes, very good. Yes, it's something we do, right? It says, usually describe actions that we can take or things that happen. Something that we do, okay? So these are action verbs. For example, as your partner said, run. Run is an action verb because it describes an action, right? Do you remember any other action verb? Any other action verb that you know? Again? Study, very good. Any other?
Cook.
Cook, very good.
Right.
Again, please.
Dance.
Again, please.
Dance, teacher.
Dance, yes, very good.
Swim.
Swim, walk,
Golf. Jump.
play, all the
Right.
actions, right? Very good. And then we have the state verbs. What are the state verbs? Usually refer to a state or condition rather than an action. So when we use state verbs, we don't describe an action, we describe a state. Describimos un estado o una condición, okay? For example, the verb that we have here is feel, okay? So feel, I feel sad, I feel happy, I feel tired. This is a state verb, okay? It doesn't describe an action, it describes a state or condition, okay? Let's see some other examples. It says, stated verbs or state verb often relate to thoughts and opinions. Okay, so when we are expressing our thoughts or our opinion, we use state verbs. For example, I believe. Another example is, let me see, I think, I agree, I guess, or I understand. Okay, so as you can see, with all these verbs, we express opinion or thoughts. pensamiento, lo que pensamos o lo que opinamos, ¿cierto? Here we have some other verbs: doubt, imagine, know, mean, recognize, remember, suspect, okay? I want you to choose one verb from these verbs that we have here, and I want you to give me an example, okay? Think about your sentence with any of the verbs that we have here. I want you to give your opinion, or I want you to tell me what you think about anything, okay? I'm going to give you a minute. Okay. Do you have any examples with these verbs? If you have an example, you can raise your hand so we can listen to your sentence.
I understand English in my head, but when other people told me something, my head is crazy. It's like está traduciendo, no sé cómo se dice.
Translating. Yeah.
Translating.
Okay, I understand English, but when someone tells me something, my head is translating. Okay, very good. Jose Daniel, please.
I understand English classes because I pay attention.
Very good. Daniel?
I don't believe learn to virtual class.
I don't believe in learning through
Yes.
virtual classes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Isabella?
I agree that they start taking care of the planet.
I agree that we should start taking care of the planet. Very good. Ledesma?
I understand that English is a necessity.
Okay, very good. Giselle?
I think that learning language is good for education.
Okay, I think that learning languages is good for education. Very good. Christelle?
I believe we can improve virtual teaching in the school.
Okay, very good. Samuel?
I remember everything that I learned because I have a good memory.
Very good. Ronan?
I don't understand some people, but I respect them.
Very good. Diego?
I think that Java is the most used programming language in the world.
Okay, thank you. Bustamante?
I feel happy for my friends.
Very good. Okay, so these are some of the verbs that we have here. Luz, what about you?
I believe that aborting is not good because there is a life.
I believe that.
That aborting is not good because there is a life.
Okay, thank you. So very good. So you are giving your opinion or your thoughts, right? So remember, when we are giving our opinions or our thoughts, we are using stative verbs or state verbs, okay? Then we have other kind of stative verbs related to feelings or emotions. What verbs of feeling or emotion do you know? Do you know any verbs to express your feelings or emotions?
I love. I
I
love.
love.
I fall in love.
Okay, thank you. Any other?
I'm sad.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Hate.
Hate. Any other?
Like,
Happy.
Like.
Happy.
Proud.
Very good. Okay. Yes, these are some verbs that we can use to express our feelings or emotions. For example, I like, I hate, I want, I prefer, okay, I wish, I love, I dislike. Okay, these are some verbs, and these verbs are also state verbs. Okay, when we talk about feelings or emotions. Okay, let's go to the next category: senses and perceptions. Okay, senses, sentidos y percepciones. For example, it looks like, I heard, it seems to, she seems to, it appears that it is. Okay, so these are some verbs that we can use related to senses or perceptions. Okay, for example, appear, the verb to be, feel, hear, look, all these verbs that are related to senses, sentidos, y percepciones. Okay, very good. And then we have the last category. When we are talking about possession and measurement. What is measurement? Cuando medimos algo, okay? So, for example, it weighs. Aquí estamos haciendo el measurement, right? Eso pesa, it weighs. I have, as you can see in this situation, we are talking about possession. I have, I own, the same, possession, okay? It measures, measurement. I belong, possession. Okay, so these are some verbs that we can use to talk about possession and measurement. And these are stated verbs too. Okay, so these are some of the categories of state verbs. But also, we have this rule that is very important when we talk about state verbs. Okay, it says state verbs aren't usually used in continuous forms. Okay, for example, we say, I don't know the answer. We don't say, I am not knowing the answer. As you can see, know is a state verb. Then we have, she really likes you. We don't say, she's really liking you, because like is a state verb. She seems happy at the moment. We don't say, she's seem happy at the moment, because seems is a state verb, right? But there are some situations in which we can make an exception, okay? It says that some state verbs can be considered action verbs depending on the context of the sentence, okay? Algunas veces, por ejemplo, el verbo think, okay? Think es un verbo estático, ¿cierto? Que no expresa una acción, pero algunas veces vamos a ver una oración con I am thinking. Ok, entonces, depende del contexto, think puede ser estático o dinámico. Ok, del contexto de la oración. Aquí vamos a ver algunos ejemplos. Por ejemplo, have, see, the verb be, and taste. Estos son solo algunos ejemplos. Ok, for example, in the first sentence, I have an old car. This is a state verb because it refers to possession, right? But we can say, I am having a quick break. In this situation, have can be used in a continuous sentence because we are talking about having a break. That having a break is an activity, okay? And it's an expression that we use. So having a break, having a party, having breakfast, having lunch, these are expressions that we normally use. Okay, so that's why some verbs can be state and also can be action verbs in some situations. Here you have some other examples. I'm going to send you this so you can read. And also I'm going to send you some other links so you can read more examples, okay? So, but in this situation, in this lesson, we are not going to use the continuous tense for the state verbs, okay? Now, remember the examples that we see at the beginning? I want you to tell me if these examples are state verbs or action verbs. For example, number one, I think that's a good idea. State verb or action verb?
State verb.
State
State verb.
verb.
Why? Because it represents or it expresses opinion. I love this song.
State verb.
State verb. Marcos is thinking about moving out to a new apartment.
Action verb.
Action verb, right? Thinking about, this is expression that we use, right? That coffee smells good.
State verb.
State verb. She runs every day early in the morning.
Action.
Action.
Very good. Do you have a pen?
State verb.
Action verb.
State,
The state.
action.
State.
State verb because it represents possession, right? They are studying for their test.
Action verb.
Action
Action
verb.
verb. Very good. So something that we need to have very clear is that action verbs can be used in all tenses. Okay, so present simple and present continuous. But state verbs, generally, we don't use the state verbs with continuous tenses. Okay, so be careful with state verbs. And we have something similar here in your book. Okay, we are going to complete this rule. It says, choose the correct options to complete the rules. We use the simple present or the present continuous to talk about things that happen regularly or things that are always true. What do you think? What do we use? Simple or continuous?
Simple.
Present simple, right? To things that happen regularly. We use the present simple or present continuous to talk about actions that are happening now or actions that are temporary.
Present.
Present continuous.
Very good. And number 3, we can't use the present continuous for action or state verbs.
State.
State verbs, right? We can't use the present continuous for state verbs. Very good. Here we have some examples. Exactly the same. Present simple and present continuous for, present simple with action and state verbs. And present continuous for action verbs, okay? I want you to do the examples that we have on page 112.